evening. As you all are logging on, let me know what city, what state, hello Keisha, what city, what state, and or what country you just might be logging in from. Let me know. Chicago. Hello Tamara from Chicago. Fatima Clark, good evening. Did you all have an amazing day? Let me know if you had a good day. How you feeling today? Right? How are you feeling today? All right, I got two people that's talking to me. Y'all know I'm a pastor's daughter, right? That we talk a little long if we don't talk back. All right, so we got Detroit, I'll be in Detroit. April the 12th, we've got Pittsburgh. I'm actually from Pennsylvania, so good evening, good evening. Hello, Sybil, North Carolina. So glad that you are here from a long day. Orlando, Linda Newell. We love Orlando. My daughter loves Orlando. We spend a lot of time in Orlando. Well, good evening, you all. My name is Nina Mora, and I am your hostess for the mostest. But tonight I operate as your mindset coach. Is that okay? Let me know if it's okay if we talk about mindset, because I want you to know that mindset matters. And my good friend Dana understands that it doesn't matter how many systems and strategies she gives you today or this week. For this 3-day live real estate workshop, she could give you all the systems and strategies in the world. If you don't have your mind right, what I learned is that we'll fumble the bag every single time. And so Dana's wise enough to know that mindset matters. And she said, Nina, we got to open up with mindset. Well, I teach mindset most days of the week. And so it goes right along with who I am. I believe that we should be healthy and wealthy at the same time. And part of our health is the way that we think, right? A lot of our health goes down to the way that we think. So what I need you all to do is let's get the cameras on. I need you all to get your cameras on. Now, I did say last night, if you're just in a space where you're still working or you're driving and you can't get the camera on, I get it. But if you know that you can turn your camera on and you just haven't done it yet, I feed off of your energy. All right, so I want your energy and I want you to get mine. So listen, I taught a lesson a few weeks ago on the war between vision and distraction. The war between vision and distraction. It's all right, Tamara said, I'm still working, but I'm here, right? The war between vision and distraction. Now, if you can, please make sure you grab yourself a notebook and a pen, because you are only going to remember about 20% of the information that you hear tonight. But I highly recommend that you get a notebook and a pen. Note takers are money makers if you take action from the notes that you take. All right? So note takers are money makers if you take action on the notes that you take. We're going to talk about the war. There's a fight between your vision and distraction. And we're going to talk about that. We probably won't finish today, so don't worry. Whatever we don't finish today, we will pick up on tomorrow. All right? I promise you all that. We good? So Gary, we good? His light, we good? We good? Linda, we're good? Keisha, we good? If we don't finish tonight, don't worry. We will pick up. All right? Latoya, no worries, no worries. Thank you all for jumping on. So listen, most people don't fail because of the lack of vision. They fail because of distraction. Most people don't fail for the lack of vision. Most people know they have a facsimile of an idea of what they want. They may not know how they're going to get it. They may not know all the ins and the outs, but they have a facsimile of an idea of what they want. So people don't fail because they don't have vision. They fail because distraction is the enemy of your destiny. I'm going to say that one more time. Distraction is the enemy of your destiny. Busyness. We got to talk about busyness versus productivity, because a lot of people think because they're busy that they're being productive. Busy with no production. Busy with no advancement. Just busy. right? So there's busyness versus production. We're going to talk about misalignment of our time and our purpose. And then we're going to talk about protecting your focus like it's an asset. I want you to write that down, that you got to protect your focus like it's an asset. Let me tell you all something, Gary. I don't even let people around me that are distracting. Like if people are not, because you know what? There are people who will try to zap you out of the frequency that you're in. Because remember I told you all yesterday, wealth is a high energy result. Wealth is a high energy result. So if you're vibrating high and you understand that you're now moving towards or making steps towards the wealth that you desire to obtain, and you know that it's a high energy result, you can't be around people who are low energy and will bring you down to their frequency. I promise you, don't let anyone drag you back into their frequency. That's right, Roscoe. Protect your focus like it's an asset. Where your focus goes, your energy flows. Where your focus goes, your energy flows. There are some people that are in your lives right now that are like, why are you getting on? You getting on another challenge? You getting on another Zoom? You getting on another? Oh, come on. We know there's people that's asking us those questions. See, those people are trying to zap you out of your frequency. And we cannot. You can love people from afar. You can love people with a long-handled spoon. Because we can allow people to now zap us down into their frequency. Where your focus goes, your energy flows. Some of us don't need more time. We need more focus. And it's okay. You might have to say ouch while you're here. I call it ouchalooya. We don't need more time. We don't need more time, Gary laughing. I call it ouchalooya. Right? Them toes hurt when we done. Right? We don't need more time. All of us have the same amount of time in a day. It's what we do with our time. And I'm going to throw this one in here for free. Let me throw this one in here for free. There are often times when I'm coaching people and they say, I just don't know how to balance it all. Balance is BS. If I cussed, I would say the word. Balance is BS. What wealthy person you're like, well, I balanced this and I balanced this meeting and I balanced that. And no, let me help you all. Balance is BS. What we do is we prioritize. Go ahead and write that down. So balance, what is balance? Because there are going to be some things that require more of your attention on some days than others. So we prioritize what things need our attention most. Balance? What is that? No, prioritize. What's important today? What's important in this season? What's important during this project? What's important? That's why I tell people, close your tabs. Close the tabs here, not just on the computer screen, but close the tabs here in your mind. You're on this challenge. Guess what? Be fully present, because you got to give your future self the gift of your presence today. Your future self deserves the gift of you being fully present right here. I want everybody to scream out wherever you are. I protect my focus. I protect my focus. I protect my focus. Y'all, that's right. Take that link and share it with somebody. Somebody needs to hear this today. Somebody's letting their grown kids distract them from where you are in life right now. Now they want you to take care of the grandkids. You already raised them. Someone's allowing their negative thinking spouses to stop or block you from what you know you should be doing. You got to love your spouse. I'm not trying to break up no happy homes. You got to love your spouse, but you can't allow them to dictate if you know that there's more for you. There's more for you both. And love them into submission, into understanding that there's more for us. That's a whole nother lesson. We could talk about marriage and business. That's a whole nother lesson. I protect my focus. Come on. Say it out loud. I protect my focus. Write it. I protect my focus. Write it in your notebooks. I protect my focus. You got to guard that thing. So your habits are either building your future or blocking it. Your habits are either building your future or it's blocking it. Because your identity leads to your habits lead to your results. I'm going to give you one more for free. I'm feeling generous tonight. We will never outperform our current version of ourselves. No, it's never going to happen. You're never going to earn more income than you believe you can earn, than you believe that you're worthy of. Some of you are having a hard time believing that you're even worthy of being in this room. But let me help you out. If you're in the room, you deserve to be in the room. And once you're in the room, there's nothing that you got to do to perform to stay in the room because you're in the room. But we think that we got to now have some validation because we're in the room. No, if you're in the room, you deserve to be in the room. So that's all the validation you need. Your identity then transforms your habits. Then your habits transform your results. I'm going to let y'all write that down. Identity, habits, results. Identity, habits, results. Identity, habits, results. So when we think about our identity, I told you we're never going to outperform our current version of ourselves. We're never going to outperform it. That's why we're warring in the inside. Remember I said we're going to title this The War Between Our Vision and Distraction. Why do people self-sabotage? Why? Why do we now? We got to understand there's no feelings in finance. So we have to have discipline versus our feelings. And then what are going to be our daily non-negotiables? What are we going to read? What are we going to listen to? You know, I don't watch this distraction TV. I don't watch it. I don't watch it unless there's something I really want to see, a show or a series or something like that. But I don't watch distraction TV. Because what I realize is everybody else on that screen, they're getting paid for what they do. But I know that the TV is an automatic income reduction. Automatic income reducer. The airwaves of the TV is an automatic income reducer. So what are we doing? Discipline versus our feelings. What are our daily non-negotiables? So one of my daily non-negotiables is that I have to spend time in personal development. I don't even feel good. I don't even feel like myself if I don't. If I don't spend time in personal development, I feel depleted. That's like not talking to God for me. Like if I don't talk to God, I don't feel right. I don't feel right. So the same thing with I want to make sure I talk to God every day and he talk to me. The same thing is with my personal growth and development. Gary caught that one. See, it's one thing to talk to God. It's another thing for him to talk to us. For us to shut our mouths long enough and not have a gimme list and let him talk back to us. So now, because I'm saying, Lord, order my steps. Guide my steps. Enlarge my territory. And then we get up and pray and we don't even let him talk back to us. We don't even sit long enough to listen. So now, here's the deal. We're asking God to order our steps. We're asking him to do things like enlarge my territory. And we sing the song. And we sing it till we're fainting and we're crying and we're enlarge my territory, right? And we're singing the songs. And we're saying it. And then God sits back and says, well, what are you doing to increase your capacity? You want me to enlarge your territory, but you haven't done anything to increase your capacity. So in order for me to enlarge your territory, you got to increase your capacity so that when I give it to you, you can handle it. So non-negotiable, one of my daily non-negotiables is that I must spend time in personal growth and development. Because success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced daily. That's what success is. Success is nothing but a few simple disciplines practiced daily. So now knowing that we've got to set some daily non-negotiables, I want to give you all an opportunity to write down at least 3 daily non-negotiables. You're saying that you want to invest. You're saying that you want to purchase properties. You're saying that you want to, buy back the block or whatever the case may be. You want to build the community or you want to build a compound for your family. How much time are you spending in developing your skill set and learning what you need to know, the codes, the things like that? What are you doing daily so that your territory can be enlarged? I want you to take time right now to write down 3 non-negotiables. What have you been allowing in your life to be an area that you've got your feelings wrapped up in versus having the mental capacity to discipline yourself, but you've been getting in your feelings? Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced daily. What are your non-negotiables? What are you going to practice daily? So the war between vision and distraction. Then we talked about not being able to build a new life with old habits, because your habits are either building your future or they're blocking it. All right? I'm going to give you these steps. So 1 was the war between your vision and distraction. That was number 1. Number 2 was we can't build an old life with a new life with old habits. That's like there's a good book that I read that says that you can't put new wine into an old skin because it will burst. We can't put new wine in an old skin. So if it's in the good book, why we believe that we can do it in our daily walk? It goes against every principle that we can't put new wine into an old skin. Then the next power principle for today is that the power of execution. Write number 3 down as the power of execution. And I want you to write down next to the power number 3, the power of execution. I want you to write down stop overthinking. Write that down. Stop overthinking. Where are my overthinkers at? If you're an overthinker, say me in the comments. I see Mr. Gary said, I am. Tyra says, I am. Naomi, I am. Shameen, I am. Fatima, I am. Roscoe, me. Candace, me. Sybil, me. Woo. Kevin, okay. Okay, Melanie, okay. We're going to work through that this week. People don't fail. Listen. For all of you, Carolyn, Maxine, I see you. E Sunshine, I see you. Sky, I see you. Tamara, I see you. It's okay. Because guess what? The first step to getting better is to admitting where we really are. So you're an overthinker. I'm going to help you with that. People don't fail because they don't know. They fail because they don't act. People don't fail because they don't know. They fail because they don't act. I call it stutter thinking. Y'all write that down. Oh, I'm about to bless you. I call it stutter thinking, Mr. Gary. Here you go. You're at an intersection and you want to make a left turn. And you know how you have that split moment that you can make the left turn, but you overthink it and you'll say, no. And then you look like, dang, I could have taken it. And then what happens is a funeral procession comes by. And now you're stuck. And you're stuck and you really needed to make that left turn because maybe you had a time deadline or maybe you wanted to, right? And now you're stuck. I call it stutter thinking. People don't fail because they don't know. They fail because they don't act. We're going to talk about the power of execution. We're going to stop overthinking. We are not going to stutter think. Roscoe said that's a really good analogy. How many of you been there? I'm going to tell you, I've been there in the past. Now, when I see the opportunity, here's the thing. Opportunities of a lifetime, they don't always come around. But when they do, it's our responsibility to seize the opportunity in the season of its lifetime. In the season of its lifetime. Some of you think that you just accidentally happen to see an ad or get an email or whatever about this 3-day live real estate workshop with Dana Christian. No, it was an appointed assignment, a calling, something that brought you here. This is not an accident. So it's not an accident that do you know how many other millions of people didn't receive it, didn't see it? So you gotta know that you were chosen for such a time as this. And when you have access to an opportunity, you gotta seize the opportunity in the season of its lifetime. It's a song we used to sing, millions didn't make it, but I was one of the ones who did. Millions didn't make it, but I was one of the ones who did. So don't overthink it, because overthinking equals delayed destiny. Write that down. Overthinking equals delayed destiny. You're the chosen one. And you ought to I'm the chosen one. There are millions, billions of people in the world. And out of the billions of people in the world, you saw this. Out of billions of people in the world, you're here. You are the chosen one. Carolyn, Seetha, you're the chosen one. Sybil, you're the chosen one. Gary, you're the chosen one. Pamela, Leon, Phyllis, Talisha, you're the chosen ones. Sharon, you're the chosen one. Pam, Cynthia, Sunshine, Brenda, Sharon, Sam, Lillian, Debbie, Lynette, you're all the chosen one. Overthinking will equal a delayed destiny. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm 53. I tell people I don't have time to play. I don't have time to miss nothing. I don't have time to lack. I don't have time to wait. I don't have time. I'm the chosen one. You're the chosen one, Maxine. You're the golden child. You're the curse breaker of your family. You're the one who thinks differently. You know why they always talking about you crazy and looking at you crazy, y'all? Phyllis, because you're the chosen one. You don't see it the way everybody else sees it. You're like, no, it's not black and white. It's bright and living color. And I don't want average. And because you don't want average, Sybil, because you don't want average, Talisha, because you don't want average, Brenda, Pam, Cynthia, Sunshine, Sam, Sharon, Joseph, Gary, y'all don't want average. You decided, no, that lack curse, it stops right here. We're breaking the bondage of lack. We don't have to be poor. We don't have to be poor in poverty mindset, and we don't have to be poor in our bank account. You're the chosen one. You ought to really get excited about that. Like, I'm the chosen one. But when you take action, let me help you understand something. When you take action, action creates clarity. See, we think we got to have clarity before we take action. But guess what? You don't get clarity until you actually take action. Courage is not the absence of fear. But we think that it's until it feels right or feels good or it's not a scary thing that's when we can move. When I got all of the information. Let me tell you what happens. There are so many people who are addicted to information but allergic to execution. So many people that take the best notes and do nothing with them. I stopped by to remind you tonight, you're the chosen one. And you're not going to allow distraction to steal or delay your destiny. Not on my watch. Not on my watch. We will not allow fear to delay or steal your destiny. We will not allow our old way of thinking to delay or steal your destiny. You are the chosen one. You are the chosen one. That's why you don't feel like everyone else in your family. That's why you feel like you're the oddball. You feel like sometimes you're the black sheep. That's why. No, it stops today. That's right, Shameen. You don't need clarity. You get clarity. Anybody ever learn how to ride a bike? Let me know whoever learned how to ride a bike. So when you first rode the bike, didn't we fall? Roller skates, a skateboard, a bicycle. We were like wobbly. It was just, you didn't learn how to ride a bike by watching a video of learning how to ride a bike. You learned how to ride a bike by getting on the bike and putting and pedaling and pedaling and pedaling and pedaling. And then what happens is you got good at it because you got confident at knowing how to balance. You didn't learn how to balance on the bike until you got your behind on the seat and started pedaling. You don't learn looking from the side. Well, that is what Dana is here for this week. Come on, I got you. See, I did this before. Been there, did that. That's why you are landing right here with Miss Dana Christian. So you get the shortcut. You get the shortcut. You don't have to make, guess what? How many of you fell off that bike? How many of you are like me and you got scars on your knees to still show and prove that you took the bike, you rode the bike, and then you fell off the bike? How many of us? I know I do. I know I do. Well, guess what? Guess what? You won't have to get all them Band-Aids in the back team. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And the Neosporin. Because Dana has already done it for you so that you don't need the Band-Aids and the Bactine and the Neosporin. You won't have to fall if you follow the leader, follow the expert, someone that has already gone the way. Action creates clarity. I want you to type in the chat right now, action. Ow, action. Let me see where my action takers are. Where are the action takers at? Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see where the action takers are. So imperfect action beats perfect delay. Imperfect action beats perfect delay. Imperfect action, what? Beats perfect delay. Imperfect action beats perfect delay. I'm going to say it again. Imperfect action beats perfect delay every single time. Every single time. Take action. Every time you think you're gonna lax or not stay disciplined or let yourself be get unfocused, I hope you hear me in your ear. Action. Take action. Because you're the chosen one. Imperfect action beats perfect delay. I want you to understand. Momentum is the hardest thing to get, but the easiest thing to lose. And let me teach you something we learned in science. Let me remind you rather, because I'm not teaching you anything. I'm reminding you of this. An object in motion tends to stay in motion. So if you're wondering why you felt like your life was like getting good and you were getting on the track and then all of a sudden you stopped. You stopped. You stopped. Because an object in motion tends to stay in motion. Action is the foundational key to all success. Action is the foundational key to all success. You don't need another plan. You don't need it. You don't need to get on another challenge after today, after this week. You don't need another 7-day, 5-day. No, after this, you need movement. You need action. You need movement. You need action. You need movement. You need action. You need movement. You need action.
I wrote when I felt small, now I say